everybody, this is Bonnie from Bonnie's Creative Place.stampinup.net, and I am coming to you with our August online class. It is 2020, and this is the class that we did. We decided that we would go with the Boho Indigo Product Melody Kit. And so this was the kit that we received, and we received a bunch of paper and the stamps and everything. So I just wanted to let you guys know, the ones that joined my group, that anything that was in your kit, like the designer series paper, I did not pre-cut designer series paper and all that because you have it. So you will have to cut that. I will give you the dimensions here, and I will also have the dimensions on the written tutorial, but you will have to cut that. So it's just a little bit different than our normal monthly ones where I cut everything. I cut the paper for you and do all that. I cut the base paper because you guys did not get any like Whisper White or that in the kit. It was just designer series paper. So this type of stuff is cut for you. If I used anything different like rhinestones, they weren't in the kit, so I sent you them. I used some different ribbon, I sent you that. I used some twine in ones, and I sent you that. So you'll see as we go along, but I just wanted to let you know. And I'm going to change my designer series paper up for the next card, just because I want to change it up, just to show you different options. And also, I'm going to try and do some more videos. I did one a couple Wednesdays ago for a live using the product Melody. I'm going to try and just throw a few in there throughout the month, so that way you guys will have more ideas of what to do with your kit. So I hope this helps you. I hope you enjoy the bundle. I think the bundle is wonderful. And I hope you enjoy the online class. So this is, like I said, card number 1. So let's get started. So the first thing that we're going to do for card number 1 is we need to bring in our silicone mat. In the kit, you should have a piece of if I can talk, you should have a piece of Whisper White that is 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. Then you should have a piece, and why does this look bigger? Because it's way huger. If yours happens to be this big, I think I took this out of my scraps. So yours should not be this big. But if it is, it needs to be 4 by 5 1/4. And again, I will have all these measurements in the written part tutorial. So you will have a piece of that. Then this is going to be our greeting piece. And you'll have a piece of that, of Whisper White. And then you should have a piece of another piece of Whisper White, and this is where we're going to do our starbursting on. And then you should have a package of 5 rhinestones. I just lost one over there, but you should have a package of little rhinestones in there, 5. Okay, so first thing we're going to, and you, with your designer series paper kit that came in your bundle, will need to cut 4 pieces of DSP. You will need, I'm looking at my notes over here, you'll need 2 in one pattern and 2 in another pattern, and you will need 2 that are 1.5 by 4, and then you'll need another 2 that is 1.5 by 4. So now we're going to bring in the trimmer, and I am going to, let me move this pen because it prevents me from pushing, there we go, to getting this all the way up there. Now what you want to do, you really need to pay attention to this. So what you want to do is you take one corner of your DSP on this end of the cutting board, and then you want to take another one and put it on that end of the cutting board. And if you have trouble sliding your blade straight across like that, what you want to do, like sometimes you could get here and it could get stuck. If that happens, pick this up, bring it over to the middle of your blade because you don't want your corners nasty. So bring it over to the middle of your paper, or not even the middle, just over in the paper. Cut and go this way, and then cut and go this way. Then your corners aren't going to get all smashed up right there like that one did because I was trying to make it go. So that's just a little tip for you. So you need 2, and then you want to go the opposite direction with the other one. Last time I went this way with 2. Now I'm going to go this way with 2. Okay, and now we're going to do the same thing with the other one. Okay, so now we're done with the trimmer. And now we need our silicone mat. And we're going to need the piece of Whisper White paper. I could pick it up. And this piece is 2 3/4 by 5. And we're going to put this piece right down right here. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take, whoops, almost back up. We got to find our tick mark here. Okay, first thing we got to do on this piece of paper is we want to put our ruler down, and we got to find the center. Now, because this is 5, the center is at 2.5, so it's pretty easy. I tried to keep it simple. And then we're going to score a little tick mark right here. Little pencil mark. Now I put mine a little darker so that maybe you guys, I'm going to zoom in a little bit because I feel like you guys might not be able to see this. Let me see, do I have the camera out far enough? Can you guys see the tick mark? I put it right here. I got it a little bit darker than what you would normally put on your paper. But you're not going to see it when we're all done, so it doesn't really matter. Now we're going to take one of our papers, and we're going to take this flat edge, and we're going to line it up. Doesn't have to be perfect, but just eyeball it to the center, okay? Then I'm going to take another, you need one that is going the opposite way with a flat edge, and we're going to line that one up. Now I like to kind of place them a little bit before I stick them. That's just me. And now we're going to do the next one. Now if I just was to sit this here, you're going to see that corner. So you got to scooch it up. Doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to trim all this. So you just want to make sure you're hiding your corners. Okay? And then we're going to put one on this side. This is why you had to make sure your paper was going one direction from the other direction also, because you need the flat edge. If I cut them all one direction, eventually I'm going to come down to where I don't have a flat edge. So you need a flat edge. Now I'm putting this here, and I was mindful of my corner to make sure it covered up. And now I'm going to grab another one with the flat edge, line this one up like that, and I'm going to do the same thing over here. And this is called like a starburst effect. I've done some of these cards before. I like to do it with design, with the paper, and then would put one here. So that's how we're going to put down all these pieces of paper. Okay, so I like the way it looks. I'm happy with it. So now let's get started. So I'm going to take and I'm going to put some adhesive. You can use liquid glue or you can use snail. You can use whatever you want. And what I'm going to do, because I just think that sometimes it's easier to do this, it kind of does take a little bit more snail up, but I think it works. You want to just go really close to the edge. Get my snail going. I love this new adhesive, but it's getting it going is my issue. And I don't know, I watch other people use it and they glide it right across. I just can't seem to do that. But you do use a lot more adhesive, but I'm getting this very close to the edge. You want to make sure you have it close to the edge so that no little pieces. And then I'm just going to keep putting a lot of a snail on here. So I basically almost covered this whole thing. I had to pick it up a little bit because I can't even see the snail. Okay, so I don't know if you could see that, but I covered snail all over this thing. Now if I can get it to stop sticking to me, we'll be good. Just not happening. Okay. So now, once we put these down, you know, it's going to rip, so you don't want to not put it down where you don't want it. So I'm going to put this down here, and I'm going to apply it like that. And I'm going to put this one up, flip it over. Now you could do this with liquid adhesive, so it'll give you a little more wiggle room. I just think this is good. But also, you could put them on the backs of these first, and then stick it down. Then you have all this glue around, and that's why you need the mat, but I find this is just as easy to do it this way. Just, I gotta be mindful of my corner up here, see? I almost screwed up. There we go. And if you ever have it a little too short where you can't, it's gonna show, oops, where it might be like down here showing, that's not gonna matter. In the original, we're gonna have a bow there, so it's going to be okay. Okay. And then we'll keep going. You can do all one side first and then, you know, do the other side. Or you can keep going back and forth, back and forth. It's whatever works. Okay. Now, if you used glue and this was kind of gooky, get your gooky scissors. And if you did not, then just get your regular scissors. Now I'm going to zoom you guys back out, because if I don't do it now, I may forget. Okay. And then we're just going to cut right around up close on this. I have something on my scissors. These are goopy scissors. There we go. And there we go. Ta-da! Not pretty. Cut the starburst layer wrong. I'm gonna have to measure mine. Maybe I wrote the measurements down wrong, because man, this seems like I don't have enough room. I gotta measure this. That was supposed to be 2 inches. Okay, everybody. This should have been 2 inches, not 2 3/4. So I am just cutting off from the top on here. I'm not attaching it yet. I'm putting it there so that I can do my stamping. Because if I screw up on my stamping, I can still flip it over and use the other side. So I don't want to stick it down yet. So the stamps that I used in the stamp set, I used the one that says "A bunch of birthday love to you." And I'm stamping this in the Misty Moonlight. It's the new in color this year. And I'm just going to stamp this right here. Okay. And then I'm going to grab, there's 3 little trio flowers, and I'm going to grab them. Make sure I got them all good and stamped. And I'm doing it in the same exact color again. And I'm stamping them right over here on the side. Okay, that will lighten a little bit as it absorbs into the paper. So I'm happy with that, how that turned out. So now I can attach this to my paper. See, I get it. Once I get it going, I can get that thing going, but sometimes it's after I let it sit overnight, like it's cold and I gotta warm it up. Like you gotta warm up. So now I have this part, and now you're gonna grab your ribbon. This ribbon came in your kit. So you're gonna grab your ribbon and we're gonna put a piece right across here. So we're gonna flip this over and we're gonna put a mark of adhesive on both ends here. And you want to leave about a 1/2 inch. That's not scissors, or ribbon scissors. About a 1/2 inch is what they recommend, you know, on inside there. And then we're going to flip it over, and you're just going to grab another piece. I don't even know. I probably got too much. I cut 5 inches, but might be too much, maybe not. And we're just going to form a knot. So I just made a knot just like this. Actually, back that up because I'm putting it underneath. Putting this under here like this. Sorry, I'm not sticking this one on like I did on the other ones. And then we're going to form a knot just like that. Okay, form a knot, then take your scissors and trim it down. And trim it down on this side. Okay. Now we're going to attach this piece to the Misty Mood Night piece of designers or cardstock. So we can go ahead, and I probably should have attached this to that before I added my bow or my knot. I'm sorry if delaying. Sometimes I get concentrating and then I'm like, what was I going to finish saying to you guys? And then again, we're going to add this piece onto here. Oh, I love the different designer series paper. This paper just has a different like zing to it, and I just love it. Now we're going to add our gems, and I lost one right here, so I'm hoping I can get it off from there. But it didn't stick, and I can. Yay! And I'm putting one right on each of these flowers. I have one attached to my finger, which attached to the piercer here. And then I'm putting one right here on that flower. And I put one over here. And then I got this one that was attached to me. The little nail things, or the little, oh, where'd it go? Oh, there it is. And then I put one right there. So this is the card when you are all done. So there you go, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed the first card of our online class. I'll be right back with card number 2.